Welcome to another edition of Action Video Game Talk, and an E3 edition of Action Video Game Talk, this time covering the Bethesda E3 Press Conference thing. And in case you're wondering about the air sound on top of my voice, it's because I got a fan next to me, because it's fucking hot here. Anyway, they come out and then talk about, we got this whole Bethesda land stuff. Which, to me, what the fuck and what the hell. Because that Bethesda land stuff is just annoying as shit. So instead, I'm just going to go into the actual good announcement parts. And just a bit of warning, I'm not going to cover every freaking thing from the Bethesda E3 thing. Just some things that I thought was important to bring up. Or at least somewhat to me, which others might feel is important as well. First, they go into something called Bethesda VR, something they've been talking about for a long while. And that leads into two of their titles that they are and will be having into VR in some shape or form. First up, they show Doom in a VR, but it's called Doom VFR. Don't know what the F is for, except for the virtual fucking reality or something like that. But on this Doom VFR, they more or less show you, look like playing through some of the Doom game, but also setting up, I guess, your own little skirmish area by it's like, set up for these type of enemies to spawn and stuff like that. So in which case, this is interesting. This could be a very fun idea to play with. And of course, with, virtual reality, you have like, look, you don't have an arm, but you're something floating there like there could be an arm. Yeah, well, one of the major issues with VR games, for some odd reason. Now we get to one game that has been talked about for a long while. Fallout 4 VR. Now with this, like the Doom VFR, it looks like you're going to be able to play some of the whole game, some of the main game itself, although it's showing you doing like the whole invisible arm thing with like building stuff and using the guns and stuff like that. But other than that, it seems like this is going to be the full standard Fallout 4 game using the VR device. Bethesda announced something called the Creators Club that is coming out this summer for Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4. And from my understanding of watching this, it's more or less for those who create stuff within the worlds of Fallout 4, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, for you to more or less take your creations online. And I'm guessing this would be heavily involved with PC more than Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Especially PlayStation 4, concerning Sony wants to be a bitch about mods on that. And I do mean that, a bitch. Yes, I'm looking at you, Sony. You're a bitch about the Skyrim mods. Speaking of Skyrim, we get to Skyrim on apparently the Switch. Elder Scrolls Skyrim on the Switch. And it has some amiibo support, because it's showing what looks to be the Archer Zelda from the Breath of the Wild. And using the amiibo on the Switch brings up a chest that gives you a shirt and a Master Sword. So you can get Zelda clothing and weapons. This is what we know so far from this little tease thing. So it does have some amiibo support for the Switch version of Skyrim. And it's still only listed as just Skyrim, not Game of the Year Edition, not Legendary Edition. It's just going to be the standard Skyrim, apparently. But knowing that it's going to have some amiibo support, I wonder, and I do mean that wonder, if maybe some of the Fire Emblem amiibos might work with it, as well as some Zelda ones. Hell, I kind of wonder if you could put some of the Pokemon ones on it. It's like, if I put on Charizard on it, would a Charizard dragon show up? Now, this is one thing that people have been talking about, saying that it was leaked and teased already. They reveal the Evil Within 2. Apparently, Sebastian is back. And not only is he back, but apparently he's looking for his daughter who's been missing. It's an odd, twisted type of reveal trailer that they show. But for the Evil Within 2, they say it will be out October of this year. Not only October this year, Friday the 13th in October. So they want you to be real unlucky. Unless they want to do some kind of weird twist thing where they're going to throw in a Jason or something. But that'd be just something totally out of nowhere. So, yeah. The Evil Within 2. Friday, October 13th, 2017. So I guess this is another case where we got a game that's farther along than we thought. And the final thing that they revealed at the Bethesda E3 Press Conference was a Wolfenstein game. Yeah. A Wolfenstein game. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. Where apparently you're going to America and freeing America from the Nazis this time. And guess what? Your main hero guy from the previous Wolfenstein game, BJ, he's back. Yeah, this is a sequel to Wolfenstein: The First Order. And how he survived the ending, I don't know. I guess it's going to be one of those plot details that we'll learn in the game, if not later. But Wolfenstein 2 is due out October 27th this year. The Bethesda E3 press conference has been a bit odd and interesting at the same time. For me, it's like, I know I was interested in any Skyrim Switch news, let alone if there was any additional Elder Scrolls reveals. Which, there wasn't any, Elder Scrolls 6. No, there wasn't that. I mean, it was interesting that they actually officially announced The Evil Within 2 and this Wolfenstein 2. But my main focus on the Bethesda E3 press conference was anything involving Elder Scrolls and Fallout, which I got a bit of each of those, but not on the level I was expecting or hoping for. Now this, on top of the stuff from the Xbox press conference thing, there's a lot of stuff dated for October and November. So I wouldn't be surprised if more upcoming stuff is going to be dated for that time as well. But yeah, I mean, this one's going to be a bit shorter than expected, especially for what I'm expecting for most of these E3, I guess, wrap-up action video game doc episodes for each of these press conferences. But like I stated, most of the cases I'm just going to be talking about what I thought was important stuff, and maybe important stuff that other people would like to hear about as well. So, after this, I got the PlayStation 1 to do, and the Nintendo 1. Which, because of my fucked up work schedule, I'll probably be recording the PlayStation 1, I guess, maybe Tuesday morning. Hopefully before the Nintendo 1 kicks off, or at least maybe sometime after the Nintendo 1 happens. Until then, bye.